Okay, so the Word was necessary to create the rest of God's creation, and He used us to, well, did whatever it was we did. I don't know exactly how we did things. We just get the understanding just enough to know what happened. So He used the Word to speak the rest of the creation into existence and make an image for everybody. Men were created both male and female. So not in this age. This age, I'll get to that. But the next age, they'll be living in two bodies, a male and a female. Okay, so all the animals were created. The fish, It goes on and on. All the spheres, the worlds, the suns, the earth, everything had an image. It has an image to go by. So, and the first things formed after that, after God created everything, the first things formed were the worlds, the spheres, the stars, the planets, our sun, the moon. All those things had to be in place first to set up the forces. Gravitational forces on the spheres. Everything, all that had to get ready before He could start forming His living creations. Us, the animals, and all that. Okay? So, but His first man, first body He created wasn't the Word. Wasn't one of us in the Word. It was from the other people that were judged as sinners during this age. Now God knew in advance everything that was going to happen. He knew who was going to be judged, His Word, the people in the flesh, to have faith in Him, and everybody else was judged sinners. So those are two groups He created. So everybody else was a sinner. They got judged as a sinner, and they were formed as man, or created as man, and then they were formed. Well, Adam was the first man formed in the flesh. Okay? God had to form and get him all ready before he could be used for that first created person to experience life. Okay? Now I said He gave Adam a garden. After He breathed life into Adam, what's that life that He breathed in Adam? Well, that was the life blood. Okay? We have blood in us. It has life. There's life in that blood. And that's what keeps us running. That's what keeps the flesh going. That's separate from the created man. Okay? Those aren't even the same thing. So the blood is what's needed to run the body, and then of course the body would be nothing without the creation, the created person, the heart, mind, and soul. Now I could say mind or soul. It doesn't make any difference. They're all pretty much the same. It's just heart, mind, and soul. It's easy to say, or you could say heart or mind. You can even say conscience. A lot of people like to say conscience because it doesn't sound so religious. Alright? So, I use the biblical terms because God got me involved in Christianity for about 9 years, and I read the Bible for 2 years straight. I couldn't put it down for 2 years. And then eventually I kind of lost interest and I got involved in the church part of it. And that got to be really fun too, meeting a lot of people and stuff. So I was a Christian. Thought I was one. I didn't understand what it was. I just got involved, and I thought that's where God was. I really believed that that's what God made, was Christianity. I really believed that for a long time. But then eventually I started seeing a lot of things. And this is not right. This can't be God. It just can't be. I mean, they're no better in here than any sinner on the street I knew. I knew alcoholics that were nicer or better people than these Christians. So I started growing away from that, but I still loved it. You know what I mean? It was difficult. It's difficult to explain how that force is in us, and that came from the sin. That came from my sins. Pride. I got a lot of pride after reading the Bible. And I mean, I could go to anybody and talk to them about the Bible and about God and stuff, just like I kind of do now. But I didn't have any power. I didn't have nothing back then. I didn't have the truth. I hardly knew Him. I just know I was following Him, and He led me into this Christianity thing. But anyway, eventually He, toward the end, about 9 years later, He needed to humiliate me to get me out of there. 5 different times. 5 times He made me so angry that I don't know what I would have done if He was real and He was in front of me. He just destroyed everything I had going in there. The best church that I'd ever been in. We had the best music. It was so fun, and so I couldn't wait to go to church on Sundays. I got to be a leader in the church. I went to Bible studies, and I just enjoyed it. I really did. But He got me out. I didn't understand it at first. I was mad at Him for a long time. I didn't even want to say His name to anybody. You know, I think I said one time to somebody that he asked me if I was a Christian, and I just kind of, yeah, I guess. I didn't really even know. Didn't know what to say to him. But he left me for 6 years. 6 whole years I had to sit without any interaction with him. Before that, he was healing me. He was doing miracles. I mean, unbelievable miracles and stuff while I was going to church, because he didn't want me to get sucked in too deep. So he needed to keep me attentive to him, and that's why he was doing all these miracles and stuff. Because outside of that church now, he's done several miracles, but it was, you know, more strategic. I don't know how to explain it, but at certain moments he needed to perform a miracle to change the way I was going, to make me follow him. So he's incredible. He's, you know, with no energy or things like that. Well, he uses the Word. The Word is that who's actually making commands to me, because that's why the Word is there. Otherwise, God couldn't do anything. He's just thoughts. So the Word is His power. That's where His power comes from. Anyway, you just can't disobey Him. When He makes a command, you just do it. You don't question it. You don't walk away from Him. You just do it. And that's where He wants to get you. Okay? So all these people in the Word, I'll stop here a second.